So first of we start now with the front suspension steering block and caster block and the drive shaft. So first gonna build the drive shaft. These are not new, but they are still pretty okay, not worn out too much, so just gonna use them again. Normally I use quite a lot of grease, because later on you can take away a little bit. Yeah, this pin, I take a new one. So if you use the pin too much, you can see the scratch already coming in. Makes it flat, makes more play of course. So normally this pin I change a lot. This bit is quite hard steel, so this keeps it perfect. No wear at all on this part. It's only the pin and the drive shaft. This is actually a 46 millimeter. You can also use 44. 44 is a little thicker than a 46. 46 is longer, of course. My feeling is with a longer drive shaft, the steering is a little bit more smooth. 44 is thicker, so it's more strong than 46. So now I take one bearing. I take the blue shim. Always check. This is a 0.2 millimeter shim. Always use it between. Take out the play a little bit. Take the pin. Take this, and the play is now minimum, but it's still there, so that's good. So this is the caster block. Always check which side, right and left. You have the long bushing and the short one. The short one always up. I always start with the lower screw to mount the lower screw. 2 millimeter. Not too tight yet, just till it's there. 0.7 shim. Put it in between. This one on top. You can see it has a little play, but this is just fine. Sometimes when they get older you get a little bit more play, and you can use the same shim that you use on the outside, but not a 0.2 but a 0.1 millimeter shim, and you put the shim between the caster block and this bushing, and most of the time I use it on the upper bushing, just to get rid of the play. But this play is perfect. One tip I can give is when the spool is in the bulkhead, normally you put the bulkhead clamp right on, but you can feel already that it's not just completely flat on the bulkhead. There's a little bit too much pressure on the bearing holder. So in that case we use 0.1 millimeter shim under the bulkhead clamp. So this has effect that the bearing holder is a little bit more free. So on the end the bearing runs more free, and the whole transmission is a little bit more free. So now we're gonna tweak the chassis, just put all things together. All screws are still a little loose, so now I tied the top deck just a little bit, also the bulkhead clamp, just a little bit, and you can see the chassis is on a flat glass board. The shock towers a little tight now. So now all screws are a little tight. Now I'm going to tighten up the bottom bulkhead screws. That's that. I'm going to tighten the bulkhead clamp and the shock tower. With a steel screw you can tie them a little bit more tight than with titanium or aluminium, so be aware of that. When you use normal steel you can make more force, but when you use aluminium you cannot make too much force because they are not that strong. That's the reason I use a steel screw for the top deck, because I always want to tighten the top deck very tight. So that's why I use steel for top deck and titanium for the bulkhead and aluminium for the shock tower. So let's tweak the chassis now. I use a battery for the weight, because this is how you run the car. And I have two setup blocks, and I put one in front, one in the back. Try to put them not under a screw, because sometimes the screw sits a little bit outside the chassis, so then it's not flat. So try to put it under the chassis and not under a screw. So now I feel there's any tweak. This is perfect, and now I'm gonna tighten up every screw. First in the rear. Check again. This is very flat. And now the front. Check again. This is perfect. So let's start with mounting the sway bar. Make sure that the black piece is completely tight, and from there you take the 1.5 wrench and tune it till it still moves but have no play anymore. As you see, other side. Oh, now it's too much. Yes. But now you see the side plays too much, so I'm gonna put this in the middle and untie the shim and move it a little bit more outside, so the side play is minimum. This is still too much. So attach the roll bar to the arm. Tighten it. So before we're gonna tweak the roll bar, I put it on the blocks again and set the down stops, because if your down stops are not the same, you cannot see if the roll bar is working equally left and right.